So before we head on over to Tiergard Keep, there was something I actually forgot to show you guys. With Backhand's engine, so after we helped out Bombay, he's got a few different tricks he can show us. This here volunteer work may be a way of getting through with doctor school. Since you helped me, I'll help you for free. What you need fixing? So we can either choose low spirits. Ah! Ah! Okay.
Someone call for the
Or bad hangnail. Ah! I'm a snake! Ah! 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 A polymorphed! Ah! It not be funny, man.
Do you be feeling well?
How about feeling underpowered?
No!
Ah! Could it with the turning me into a snake?
You seek me help? Ecum bocum.
Oh my goodness. Now I'm a frog. Bombay. Not funny, man.
I may have something for ya.
Look, he turned him big.
Well,
Can you fix this unibrow? Did that be helping you, man? No. Not funny, Bombay.
you seek me help? Taz dingo!
There we go. Tazdingo! All grown up for the horde. I'm sorry. All grown up for the horde. Now we will clear out those filthy humans out of Durotar. I'm a little too big for the the heirloom mount. Ugh. Stupid scorpids. Alright, so this Guard Keep, there's a sharpshooter.
I'm out of range. It's too far away.
Look out! It's a bigger than normal orc!
I need to.
Ah!
It's too far away.
Huh. Treasure hidden away in the chimney. Or rather, the fireplace. So there's a lieutenant here I need to take out, and he's inside. But what you just saw earlier, let that be an example as to why you always hear them say, Stay away from the voodoo. This is why, man. I helped. That's something I just have gotten in the habit of saying whenever I show up late to a battle, like against a rare or something, and they're like low on health, and I get like a couple of hits on before he dies. I'm like, I helped. And I, for a moment, thought I was too big to get through there. I was like, no. The cruel voodoo be working against me now. I thought there was something up here. Oh well. Ow. More treasure. Cult Tyrants. I wonder if we'll ever go there someday. But nah, it's been so long. It's not like we're gonna be going to Cult Tyrants at any point in the near future, right? Level 13.
I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
Ah! Hamstring. Now where are the Marines? There's one. I've just been late because everyone's been killing them before I could have a chance at actually getting credit for them.
I need to target something first.
Of course, some of them are just kind of wandering around. Some of them are outside. Nope, that's a sharpshooter. There seems to be plenty of sharpshooters, but not enough Marines. The sharpshooter. Where are all the Marines? I'll bet you there were Marines in here, and they all died, like on my way to getting to the lieutenant in here, because, well, other players are here questing. But as I have said, this is not necessarily a bad thing when you hear people constantly complain about how no one plays this game anymore. And yet, I have to wait for things to respawn because of other players having been here doing the same thing. I wouldn't have to if no one played this game. Is my point clear? It's like, have I made my point yet? Oh, there are more Marines right over here. Yeah. Hey! There we go. Yeah, let's just head back to Razor Hill for now. And turn these in before we deal with the Burning Blade. Oh, that's a lot of elementals, and they're hostile. Well, then I better get out of there. Do not need the elementals attacking me. Especially when I am not a shaman. It's like, I am a warrior. I don't deal with elementals. Puh. Bum, 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 bum.
Welcome, friend.
She purrs disarmingly at you. Ma'am, I told you before, I'm flattered, but I'm not interested. You brought me my treasure. Oh, what a sweetheart.
Eric's back.
Yes, I have heard that before. I like how that got me rep with both Orgrimmar and the Bilgewater Cartel.
Strength and honor.
Word of your bravery travels fast, warrior. Tales of your victory at Tiragard Keep will be heralded in Orgrimmar. That just for the selling it for extra. That's really funny. Now that those humans are out of our hair for a bit, we can move on to more pressing matters. The cataclysm utterly decimated Durotar's eastern coast. You saw the wreckage that it made of Tiragard. The devastation was even worse on the coast to the east of here. After the first wave, the beach was overtaken by angry elementals that came from the sea. I sent grunts to take care of it, but the onslaught was too much. I'm guessing that you'll have a little more luck than they did. Beware the tides.
Go forth to victory.
Oh, look. Now our goblin friend has another thing for me to take care of.
Well, spit it out.
Hey, handsome. Welcome back. You wouldn't mind, running another errand, would you? I'd be ever so grateful. I hear that you're headed off to the shore east of here. The beach is filled with crashed ships. Those ships have gnomish tools in them. Tools that I can use. See you soon, Beefcake.
Have a good one.
Wow, you are such a flirt. So that's another reason why I kind of held off on going to that area with all those elementals over there. Huh. Poor grunts. Thank you, Orc. I was close to death. May I stay by your side for a moment? No. You've got a lot. You've got to help us. The elementals, they're stronger than they look, and they come in waves. They took us completely by surprise, and we were overcome. Many of my fellow grunts lay dying on the beach, and if you could save them, I would be grateful, as would Garthok back in Razor Hill. It was an honor to watch you fight. Save 4 of the grunts. And 4 of the gnomish tools. Though I'm sure that Mechatork won't mind a few tools being used by the Horde. After all, he's great with the goblins, right? Right? I joke, of course. Like I said before, during this point in time, both the Alliance and the Horde are in a state of total war. And it partly has to do with what happened back in Wrath. After all, the Wrathgate was a very, very important point in regards to why this war is actually happening right now. Yeah. I will, of course, elaborate more so on that, even more so when we get to our Forsaken character and discuss more about that, because, of course, I'm going to have to spend some time talking about Sylvanas when we get there as well, and, of course, why it's very different from how it is back in vanilla, because, you know, partly because of the events of Wrath. The Wrath had a huge carryover to the events that are happening in the starter zones here in Cataclysm. It's not necessarily just about, you know, the Cataclysm itself affecting these things. It's more so as well having to deal with the fallout of what happened back in Wrath of the Lich King. After all, the quote-unquote victories by Garrosh, even though they were actually Sourfang's victories, but Garrosh took all the credit, because of course he did, pretty much led to him becoming extremely popular amongst the orcs. And part of the reason, I say part because, well, we know the real reason, but part of the reason why Thrall ended up naming Garrosh as the new war chief, when he really should have named someone else, but, you know, it was partly because of the popularity he gained from the campaign back in Wrath. But like I said, the hilarious part about that is that Sourfang was the main reason that some of those victories actually happened, as opposed to Garrosh, because Garrosh's strategies in Wrath were not really strategies. They were terrible. If you did the questing in Borean Tundra, or just saw the little conversation that happens between Garrosh and Sourfang in the keep over in Borean Tundra, Garrosh explains his strategy, and it is completely stupid. And it was a tremendously good example to show how much of an absolute idiot and terrible strategist and leader and commander that Garrosh actually was. But
I need to get closer.
He, you know, let people believe it was him that was responsible for some of those victories in Northrend when it was actually Sourfang, so that got him popularity amongst the orcs, so a lot of the orcs were completely fine with Thrall naming him the new war chief. But of course, it was also because Thrall, he would see Garrosh, and all he would see was Grom. And he would think to what Grom did, though it was more so that Thrall was kind of... he was basically almost blindly ignoring some of the faults of Grom that we saw in Warcraft 3 to just see the good parts and not some of the faulty parts. And he thought Garrosh could be exactly like his father, or just as much of a hero as his father was, which we all know was a horrible, horrible mistake.
Time is money, friend.
Has my knight in shining armor returned? You really know how to treat a girl, you know that? If you ever need anything... Ma'am, I told you. Oh, sweetie, I just remembered my very good friend Thonk works in the guard tower on that cliff, just to the northwest of Razor Hill. He said something about a river overflowing, lots of work to be done, and so on. I wasn't really paying attention. I was staring into those deep brown eyes of his. What? We can't see other people? Oh my gosh.
Glad I could help.
Goblins, right? Hey, Garthok.
Sug.
The scent of the sea hangs about you. Your efforts may have purchased another day for Razor Hill. I will pass word of your deeds up to my chain of command. You have our gratitude. I've already spoken with several orcs that have returned from the beach. All of them told me that you were the one who saved them. You have done a noble task today, Papaneeks. Loktarogar for the Horde!
Strength.
Alright, so before we continue, we'll go talk to Thonk since he's right there. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a moment to clear out our bags.
What do you need?
By the way, I highly recommend getting a add-on called Auto Repair. The moment you talk to a merchant with the anvil that can be able to repair your stuff, they just automatically repair it. Like, it just immediately repairs your stuff. You don't have to click the repair button. All I have to do is speak to him, boom, repair. Now, I'm not using that at the moment, though I should. But it's something I use on my main characters, and it is great, because I just talk and just immediately, it, like, saves time for me having to talk and then click on the repair button. It just, boom, everything's repaired. Now, yes, it does prevent you from choosing the, if you like to use the funds from your guild to repair your stuff instead of your own funds, it's going to prevent you from doing that, but I kind of prefer just using my own funds to repair my gear as opposed to my guild's funds. I'd prefer to just kind of leave that in the bank for the guild to use. I'm not one to take, money out of our guild's bank unless it was, like, a real, like, mandatory thing.
Thonk is waiting for you at the top of the tower.
Is? Wait, did he know I was coming? This is like one of the earliest times where you can be able to get up here and look out and be like, oh, I have memories of this place right here. And this place is very different now here in Cataclysm compared to what it is in WoW Classic. Because, of course, as it's being pointed out very clearly and obviously, a lot of what is going on here has to do with, the aftermath of the Cataclysm happening,
McGraw.
Gale sent you? Did she say anything?
About me? Oh my gosh, dude, seriously?
The recent cataclysmic events have done more than wash a few boats onto our shore, warrior. The South Fury River has overflowed, and Durotar's entire western basin is now flooded. There are still people out there. I've been searching for a while, but haven't been able to find anything. Would you mind using my telescope and taking a look for yourself?
Go forth to victory.
Okay. Let's look. Let's see here. There's a couple of them right there, along with a troll druid. And another, it looks like maybe is that a Tauren? Yep. Oh, looks like you've got some of the people there to help out. I'm sure it's fine. Just keep using it. Alright, let's see if I can spot another one of these here. Looks like that used to be a house, and now it's just entirely, submerged by this overflowing of water. Okay, looks like that place is doing okay. You just be chilling out there, man.
Loktar.
I see. So the trick is that you need to put the little end of the spike.
Oh my gosh, you didn't know.
Up to your eye. I'll remember that piece of information. My post is here on the tower, and I cannot leave it. I need someone to go out there and help the people who are still trapped in the river's overflow. Can I count on you?
Safe.
He didn't know how to use the spyglass, right? Alright, 15. We have talents.
Skull Splitter.
I like it because I mentioned my issues with arms. Well, this right here is an instant cast, and it helps generate some rage. So, yeah.
More scorpions.
Raptors, man. Clever girls. Misha? Ah, she just has the same name.
Glory to the Horde.
Today marks the anniversary of my son Kron's passing. As long as I refuse to admit it, I recognize now. Kron is not returning from his crocolisk hunt. I've been working on a project. Something that will memorialize Kron's passion for the hunt. It's a crocolisk tooth necklace. Rows and rows of teeth, suitable to be worn by only the bravest young orc. I will place it on his grave. Kron was brave, but he was not strong, like you. Will you bring me the teeth for my necklace? 250 crocolisk teeth. We get a bag for it, it's an 8-slot bag, and a chest piece, the Tunic of Celebration.
Dabu.
Dabu. There's actually a daily over here. Oh, he's a pet guy, that's why. Alright, so now we gotta go out and be killing plenty of crocolisks.
It's too far away.
I've got to stop doing that.
Targets.
Got to remember I have a mouse that has keys now. I don't need to be clicking anymore. It becomes, I've heard some people say they had to reach a point where they were just like forcing themselves to stop clicking. Like even Preach, Preach Gaming, he used to be a full-on clicker, and he told them, I've heard him tell the story about how he eventually had to reach a point where he would just be like, no, stop. Just stop clicking. Stop it. Okay. Lots of teeth each of those crocolists have. If this quest had it where it was like 2 or 3 teeth per crocolisk, I'd be... Oh, man. I would not be happy. And I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't either. Especially if this was in the way it was in vanilla. I don't remember if this was... I don't think this quest was in vanilla because, of course, this area is quite different here in Cataclysm compared to what it was in Classic. Where you didn't have these, people here because this terrain is changed and different compared to what it was like back then.
How you doing, man?
Don't worry, Zentaji's not in any trouble. He's just been studying what happens when the river overflows. You seen the big tall birds that stand on the riverbank? Zentaji thinks that they're in trouble. The earthquake and the flood pushed the plane striders over to this side of the water. But they can't fly back and they're too scared to swim. They'll die if they stay here. Zentaji doesn't like violence, but maybe you
can attack them and scare them over to the other side. Yes?
Alright, I'll scare
Later.
them back to the Barrens. Later. Plus, there's some crocolisks over here, so...
I need to get closer.
Boy, there are times, like right now, where I wish I was either a shaman or a death knight or a druid. Because then, you know, like this druid right here. He don't have to worry about no water. He's got aquatic form. Hey. Ah! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill you. I apparently do too much damage. Oh. I'm so sorry, man. Oh, there's crocolisk here, so... There's a few crocolisks here. Ooh, a tooth gnasher.
I'm out of range.
That was a momentary exception because they don't have that bound to a key right now. I'm aware of what I just did. Ah, now this is something I remember about this zone. Yeah, that's actually deep water down there. So you kind of have to navigate around to not fall down in there into the water. Oh gosh. So my reaction towards that mount that you just heard is because that mount is infamously used in a quest back in Hillsbrad Foothills in the Eastern Kingdoms as part of a quest where we are the quest giver and a few NPCs are basically supposed to be 3 different stereotypes of players are used, and that's the mount that Johnny Awesome rides.
Speak, friend.
If you guys know what quest I'm talking about, you'll get the joke.
Kron will be remembered. Thank you, Orc. I will get to work on the necklace right away. Before Kron died, I had made this for him to wear, but I have no use for it now. But perhaps you
May
might.
your blades never...
Thanks. I mean, the bag's gonna be more useful for me, but sure. I'll take it. And then I will sell it. So the armor piece may not be useful for me, but the money I get from it certainly will. I'm curious. I'm probably just going to have to try and very, very carefully not kill these things in order to do this quest. Let's see, like right now if I was a druid, I could swim across this easily. If I was a shaman, I could water walk on it. If I was a death knight, I would have ice walking. Or what is it called? Ice feet or whatever it is? You guys know which ability I'm talking about. Alright, let's see. There's one right there. Hey. That's a named raptor. There we go. So don't use any abilities, just auto attack until it runs. And then I could just absolutely wreck the raptors. You know what's one of the best parts about doing solo content, questing and such as an arms warrior? It's not when you're this early, because right now you're only sustain and such is this run for now. But later on, second wind. Ah, second wind. Turn you that way. Go. Go on. Go back to the other side of the river. There you go. This place is dangerous. There's giant scorpions and raptors everywhere. Crocolisks.
Relax.
I love all the little animals, man. I love the big ones too. I just hate to see you hurt them like that. But it's for the best. Many creatures died when the water came rushing into the valley. The raptors, however, thrived. They're clever predators.
I see what you did there.
And they've been living off the misfortune of the other creatures. One of the raptors is particularly cruel. He's killing the little animals and letting them rot in the water without even eating them. He goes by the name of Scream Slash, and if we're not careful, he could seriously disrupt the balance of nature. Travel north, slay him, and give his body back to
Be
nature.
seeing ya.
You mean the one that I saw running around over there? Sure. I mean, I saw him for a moment when I was dealing with one of those forest riders, so... Now that you've told me to go take him out, okay. Though I do wonder if he's going to be already dead by the time I find him, and I have to wait for him to respawn. This is not a bad problem, though. This is a good thing. I'm glad that I have this problem. If every single enemy was alive and I had not been seeing any players at all, I'd feel kind of sad. But because I'm seeing more players than enemies around for the moment, I'm actually like happy about it. There he is. Back to nature you go. I had no idea that player was there on his way to do that same quest. Hold on, I'll help you.
I don't have a target.
Just as my way of apologizing. I saw him there, but I thought he was on a different quest. I didn't know he was making his way to the Scream Slash. But you see, that's one of the ways to help conduct yourself when you realize you have... Because that's a situation I've been in, where I've gotten there late after someone, killed it. And I was like, aww. Because then I had to wait. So whenever I end up doing that to someone, it's like, oh man, I'm sorry. Had I known that's what you were going to do, I would have waited for you to get the tag so you could get credit too. So...
Elomon.
Something happened to Scream Slash when the cataclysm hit. Zentaji thinks. He wasn't always so violent and irrational. Thank you for your help. Zentaji gonna get back to his studying now.
Okie dokie.
Alright, now let's go help Ragarin. I don't know. Ding. We already up to level 16, man. I honestly don't remember how much questing we have left to do in Durotar. By the way, I hope you guys are looking forward to Mulgore, as that's going to be the next area we do.
Blood and thunder. What do you want?
The Quillbor are a stain on the land that not even the river can wash away. They told me to evacuate, but I told them that my job was not yet done. I hate Quillbor so much. Will you help me kill them?
I think I do a pretty decent peon voice.
What do you want? Me? Not that kind of orc.
Ah, the Quillbor. They, of course, are pretty relevant in other zones and other dungeons later on. Razorfen Crawl, for example. I've been doing a lot of the dungeons in the vanilla era recently, leveling up alts during this XP boost. So let's just say I've gotten very familiar with dungeons from the vanilla era that I was not familiar before. Because whenever you do the random dungeon, it usually tends to give you those dungeons, and you tend to run them a lot. Especially when you're trying to level multiple characters.
I need a target.
Alright, let's see. I need 3 more Quillbor Scouts. I do remember dealing with these guys in Classic. And I remember dealing with the Quillbor in the Classic area was pretty hard. I know, I know. I don't want to hear it. I never finished, you know, the questing in Classic and Durotar. I got my Shaman to 10 to check out the, you know, the class unique quest of getting the totem. And that's pretty much what I did with all my other characters in Classic, where I got them to 10, or in the Paladin's case, 12, in order to see the quest to get a something that was unique to the class. And then that's where I pretty much stopped with all my characters. My favorite by far was the Warlock. The quest to find the tome, to learn the ritual, to summon the Void Walker, and then defeat it in combat, to bind it to your will, to have it fight for you in combat. That's awesome. That's stuff from Classic that I loved. That class unique content, which is why I love Legion so much. He appears to have calmed down a bit since your last encounter.
Oh, good, good. One step closer to eliminate those beady-eyed, basket-wearing, hog-nosed, two-footed... hunchback, squealing, prickly, no good, no loving... Quillbor.
Yeah. I think you need a break, pal.
I will not rest until they are defeated. Slay them all. Their stinking lairs are to the north or to the southwest.
Now we go this way. 5 Dust Runners and 5 Battle Guards. Yeah, so it is slightly different in terms of what you're doing and the layout, because of course the layout of this area is different, but yeah. Like I said, I do remember a similar type of thing that we had to do in Classic.
I need to get this.
Ah, he's a shaman. That's right, he's got Flame Shock. He's clearly playing Elemental. Man, what you be doing? You be a shaman, I be a warrior. I can tank for you. Yes, I know I'm playing arms and I don't care.
I don't have a target. I'm out of range.
There we go. He got the tag. If I had second wind, my health would be skyrocketing back up the moment we got out of combat. Plenty of battle guards, but not nearly enough scouts. Oh wait, yeah. Oh, not scouts, dust runners. There's a dust runner. Tag.
Up here.
Oh. I'm like, oh, I guess he's done. I was like, can I actually just keep on going up here? Nope.
I'm out of range.
I need one more. Hey, we got a Blood Elf Priest here who's level 45. I need one more Battle Guard.
It's too far away.
Yeah. I go underneath the roots.
Okay.
Ooh, an Orc Warlock.
Alright, I think we took care of the Quillabors for you, pal. Are you settled down yet? So, I'm guessing his name is Rageron, based on how much he's raging.
Something you doing?
Again, he appears calmer.
You've done well, stranger. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. Thank you for killing the Quillbor. But maybe you should leave before I fly into another one of my rages.
Sure. Alright, let's go see Thonk. Was it Thonk or Thronk? I actually don't remember. Did your name have an R in it? Alright, we'll turn this in and then we'll cut it off. And then when we return, we will get back to work on dealing with the Burning Blade. As we will now start to shift up towards this upper area of Durotar. it is funny, like with these level scaling changes, seeing players with characters, that are, like a 45 blood elf priest. What?
Speak, friend.
I used that trick that you taught me with the spyglass, and I watched you running around down there. Quite impressive. So how'd you make the old woman fly, by the way? Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Strength.
Okay. 17. So when we return, we will be heading off to deal with the Burning Blade. Stay tuned.